Hey, Suzanne, thank you so much for joining us for this recording. And for those of you watching, Suzanne is a participant in the Marketing with Heart program, and she's an amazing, amazing, amazing hypnotherapist or hypnosis coach. She helps women like you get over the voices of doubt in your head, overcome the imposter syndrome, so that you can shine brighter in your business. And she does that using the power of hypnosis because it cuts through the clutter that the conscious mind keeps telling you and instead goes straight to the subconscious minds and reprograms it in a powerful way more often than not, because you don't even know what's holding you back, what blocks you have. Suzanne gets to the heart of it and just clears it all out. It's amazing, really powerful work. Suzanne, anything you want to add to that description?
In a nutshell, yeah, that's what it is. It's like the subconscious things that you're not even aware of. You can tap, you can journal, you can do EFT, whatever, but that's all the conscious stuff. And I help people clear up the stuff that's holding them back, the self-doubt, the procrastination, the, oh, can I do this? The conflicting voices in your mind saying, can I really do this? 1 minute you're like, yes, I'm brilliant. And the next minute you're like, oh my God, who am I to do this? That's what I help people with, and clear it up so that they can just go out there, up level their business and become more successful, get more clients, make more impacts. And yeah, I love doing it so much.
So Suzanne, I've known Suzanne for quite a while now before she signed up for this program. Suzanne, would you share with our audience, where was your business at before you signed up with Marketing with Heart?
Right. I'd done a full whole year of online hypnotherapy. By that stage, before that, I'd been working locally, and it was very sporadic. I got the odd client here and there. I was marketing, I thought, like a mad thing, but just wasn't really making the impact I wanted to. Get the odd like here and there, and I was just like, oh, what am I doing wrong? Or, just wondering, what do I need to do to get people to sign up, really? And then you came along with Marketing with Heart, and it was like, it's about connection. And I know that you're brilliant copywriter, because I read all your posts and I see them in all the different groups and stuff, and I've worked with you before on the website bootcamp, and I know how comprehensive your courses are, and I was like, this is it. I just immediately said to my husband, I'm signing up with Richard. This is what I need to do, because I know I get results with you. That's basically where I was and why I signed up. So,
and do you want to share where you are now? Now that we're wrapping up the program, today was our last group call.
Yeah.
As we record, and after that we're recording this, do you want to share where you're at now? Because you've had some really, really, really amazing wins.
Yeah. I'm
grinning like a proud mama bear.
Yeah. I can't stop grinning. I have now, I've had 2 people sign up for my new program, which is fantastic. I'm in the middle of helping them with the things that they came to me with. I have had somebody do a single introductory session with me in that time. I've had somebody reach out to me who's a former client who's had a single session with me. And I've also
underplaying yourself. Let me phrase it for you.
Yeah.
You're almost fully booked. You're 90% booked.
Yeah, I've got a couple of people in the pipeline. In fact, I sent them messages this morning to say, hey, I've only got a couple of slots free next week, so if you want them, you better sign up now, which I've never had to do before.
And that you've come you were underplaying yourself here again. I don't know why. I'm going to talk to you about that later on. But over the last 10 days, Suzanne has been sharing in our group that, oh my God, someone signed up for my Quantum Leap package. And this is the new package that we created for her in Marketing with Heart. Before that, she had a lot of disjoint packages. And I was like, oh, Suzanne, bring him down. And the amazing thing is, she's really, really good at what she does. She can get clients results in just 4 weeks. So the question to her was, why do you have all of these packages? Why not just bring it down to one 4-week program? And we created the Quantum Leap, which is a 4-week program. And before you know it, she had 2 clients sign up. and she had past clients reach out for a top-up session and something else, and she has basically since January or over the last 1.5 months, she's had 100% closure rate on her discovery calls.
Yeah, that's
which
true.
is awesome, and you shouldn't underplay it.
Yeah, it's like it's so easy as well, because it hasn't just been learning the marketing.
Registered.
Yeah,
The marketing. Okay, sorry.
it's the sales tools as well. So it's like now when I talk to people, it's so easy. I had a discovery call with somebody yesterday, and she's like, yeah, okay, so how much is it? And I'm like, it's this much. And she just went, okay. And that was it. And it was like, wow, that's really easy.
I don't have to explain it to her. Wait, I don't have to
Justify.
persuade her. I don't have to justify my prices. I don't have to do any of that trickery. Wow, how easy can it be?
Yeah, because we'd had the proper conversation, which wasn't sleazy, wasn't salesy. It was just a conversation about her. You know, what does she want to change? Where does she want to get to? Yes, I help people exactly like you. Would you like to know how I can help you? And then bam, wonderful. And I'm so looking forward to helping her, because it is an ideal people. And then I'm getting referrals. And yeah, like 2020 has started like in such a fantastic way, and it's going to continue that way. I don't feel like, oh my god, but when these clients run out, where am I going to get the next ones? I don't feel like that at all anymore. Yeah.
And which gets us to your evergreen funnel, right?
Yeah.
So in Marketing with Heart, I help women create this amazing evergreen funnel, and I don't call it that because women tend not to like funnels. So I made them create the content and then say, bam, here is your evergreen funnel. Yeah. And Suzanne's isn't in place completely, as in she's got the bits and pieces ready, but it's not like out there and set up to flow as a funnel. And yet she's getting those clients coming through, just using those bits and pieces, just how we've rephrased the whole sales process. We've simplified her entire marketing and sales. And it is just one powerful conversation rather than any sleazy tricks or persuasion hacks or things like that. Right?
Yeah, and it's honed down even more. My target market had always been online business owners, but I realized towards the end of last year, I really love working with coaches and consultants. So we honed it down even more, and we honed it, and I've been working with people with their visibility online. I'm like, but it's not just that; it's the whole imposter syndrome thing, and so I know exactly what to talk about now. I don't feel like, oh, what do I need? What do I talk about today? And it all being disjointed and not connected, and people not understanding what I do. Now they understand what I do. I need to, have more calls to action, and to ask the people really to contact me and things like that. But I know exactly how to do the marketing now. It's what's in it from them and for them, and it's just, I've got it down now.
And does any of it?
It's a new muscle. I need to exercise it. Well, I've learned all this stuff in Marketing with Heart, and it's got so much stuff that we've created that I can just go out there and do that now, because we've got all the videos. I've got all my stuff I've created that's specific to me, and content.
The amazing part about it is, well, yes, my group programs are a lot of work. You had to create all of that content. Let's just recap. We dove deeper into your target market and streamlined it. We really, really niched it down.
That was really important at the beginning.
We reviewed your packages and again, niched that down, simplified it to one core thing. And then we created Facebook posts, blog posts, your lead magnet, your email sequences, all of that content. And that is a lot of content. But that was a complete funnel. And in the process of creating that content, like I could have told you all of this, and I did tell you all of this in the video lessons as well. But when we did the editing, when we did the reviews of every single bit of content, that is when the message really sinks in that, yes, it has to flow like a conversation.
Yeah.
Right?
Totally.
How did you feel about those review sessions? Sorry, go ahead. You were saying something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to talk about, was the review sessions. They are gold, because there's so many courses out there where you watch the videos and then you go off and do the work, but it didn't click until we had, some of it. Obviously I understood the videos and I went off and did the work, And that made me do the work because I knew that we were having the review at the end of the week. So that kind of gave me the kick up the backside to do the work, because I knew there would be nothing to review if we didn't. And so we had the calls, and that's where the magic happened, because I could see where I was going right, where I was going wrong. You managed to cram so much into an hour. Wow, I mean, any other coach would spend 2 or 3 hours doing the amount of work that you cover in that space of time, and I loved that so much. And then I could go off and then tweak what I'd created, and then it was ready to do, you know. The reviews, yeah, the weekly calls are the things that I love the best, because it's accountability, and it's yeah, it just gives you that kick up the backside that you need to be able to do the work. I don't really know that many people that can work so independently that they don't need that. And I always used to think, oh yes, I'll do the work if I really want to. But yeah, you know, there's so many other things that get in the way, you know, kids and dogs and household and goodness knows what else. But I did it, and the reviews were gold.
For those of you watching, the major reason for Suzanne's success is because she did the work. She showed up, she did the work. And because she did the work, I was able to show up and support her. If she didn't do the work, I couldn't support her. It takes two to tango. And that happens with every coach relationship and in every program. If you just watch the videos and let it be, that magic isn't going to happen. You have to step up and do the work. And I remember there was a point in between when we were, in between we have a sprint, or we have a phase where every single week we are creating a lot of content. And the week that we had the Facebook post, and I asked them to make 3 Facebook posts of this kind and 3 Facebook posts of this kind. And Suzanne came back and said, I didn't sign up to be a content writer.
Yeah. I was ready to chuck it all in and just go, I'm not a content writer, I'm a hypnotherapist. Oh, damn. And that was a bit of a low moment for me, but I got over that now, and I realized that content is just connection with my audience. Yes. And without that connection, I'm not going to get clients. And it's also free as well. I don't have to print flyers and go out and talk to people. We're on social media. It's all free. And if I learn how to have that conversation with somebody, writing content is the absolute key for the connection. And with my ideal clients, okay, I've let go of that now, you know, that resistance that I had, but I knew that I was on the verge of a breakthrough. So it was a breakdown before I had a breakthrough. And I'm like, okay, I'm surrendering to it now. I understand why.
That was a really, really powerful call. And I think the key is, you know, people look at it as content. People look at it as marketing. When you can shift your perspective, which is what this entire program has been around, getting you guys to shift your perspective around marketing and sales. And instead of seeing it as something pushy and icky, getting to see how it can be a beautiful conversation with your ideal client. And when you're building up that conversation powerfully, right from your Facebook post, your blog post, your lead magnet, your emails, when you're building up that conversation, by the time they get to booking that discovery call with you, they have already decided. And only the people who have decided that they want to work with you will book that discovery call, which is, I mean, you've got a, 90 or 100% closure rate in the last 2 months?
Well, 100%, yeah.
100%, right?
Because I had somebody reach out on my video on LinkedIn, and she didn't even say, oh yeah, that really resonates with me. She just said, how do I get in contact with you? And it was just like, oh, it was really urgent. And, you know, we were on the sales call, and it was like 20 minutes. I said, do you like the idea of this? And she's like, wonderful. I said, would you like to sign up? Yeah. I said, okay, do you have your credit card? And she got it out, and we did it on the spot. And I'm like, wow, complete stranger. You know, it wasn't like one of these people that I've known around and all that kind of stuff. She was a complete stranger. And we're working together. It's been absolutely phenomenal. Exactly. And other people, you know, I wrote that post on Facebook, and somebody, like within 2 minutes, I had somebody in my inbox saying, Suzanne, we need to have a discovery call. And yeah, and I signed her up yesterday, and it's so easy. Right? It's so easy. I've been struggling for so long, and it's just become so easy. And I don't know what's changed, because that's also a thing with hypnosis, is like you kind of remember how you used to be beforehand. that's the same with me with your course. It's been kind of hypnotizing me into suddenly being in my power with my marketing and accepting it and creating these relationships. You know, it's not marketing, it's relationship building. Totally get that now. And you know, I'm not perfect at content creation yet. Who is perfect? But I'm connecting with people, and that's the most important thing, you know. And I'm going to get better and better and better the more I practice it. I've learned these skills with you, and I'm just going to go off and keep practicing now.
This is the foundation for the rest of your marketing going ahead. You do not need anything else. You have everything you need.
Yeah, and that's how I feel. I have everything I need now. Yeah.
And
thank you so much.
You guys, welcome. You guys, because there has been so much change, there's so much transformation. I mean, besides creating your funnel, there were the affirmations, there were the meditations, there were all the bonus stuff.
Yeah.
So you guys, you've been changing slowly over these past few weeks. You don't see the change happening because it's so slow. It's incremental, right?
Yeah.
And yet I remember where you were and where you are now. I can see that difference. So it's been incredibly amazing. It's been incredibly powerful. And would you mind sharing, how do you feel about, now this is not your typical marketing course. I didn't claim that I'm going to teach you a funnel. I didn't claim that I'm going to teach you I didn't make any of those big claims, right? Or that I'm going to help you sign up so many clients or hit those 6-figure years or 6-figure months, nothing. I just promise you that I'm going to teach you how to market with heart. Do you feel that's been achieved?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. For the last 20 minutes.
How do you feel about, the course? The first week when we started, we didn't jump into marketing. We talked about women and the history of marketing and the history of women and very unconventional stuff. And then I gave you guys affirmations to do and other meditations and stuff. We did all of that before we came to creating all of that marketing content, right? How did that make you feel? Did you feel, okay, Rich has gone off her rockers. What is she talking about in a marketing course?
No, perfect foundation. I just knew it was a good foundation to set us up for the rest of the course. And, very soon we went straight into the target market, really niching down to that and honing in on it. And it's like, no, that's too wishy-washy. You need to, do this, this, and this. So yeah, it was just the first week of setting that foundation, which I find is really, really important. If you just dive in, start creating lead magnets and stuff, and you don't have that solid foundation there to keep you, to keep you stable for the rest of the, and to understand where you're heading. I think that was really, really important. And it's not just been about creating content. It's been so much more. The sales course, that's not necessary in a marketing course, but it's so important as well. And you gave us that and all the affirmation
has to lead to the sale.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there's no point in doing all the marketing and then completely fluffing up your sales calls because you don't know what to say. And I can reflect now on previous sales calls I had last year where I completely fluffed it up because I was rambling on about goodness knows what else because I didn't have a plan of where it was going. I wasn't being in control of the conversation, not like tell me this and tell me this and tell me this. It wasn't like that, but I was in control of where the conversation was going, and I knew exactly, it's just going off slightly off tangent now, let's bring it back. Like yesterday in the sales call, she said, okay, so I said to her, I said, so how does that sound? Or do you want to know more? And she's like, yes. And I thought, hang on a minute, I haven't asked her where she wants to go, how she wants to be. So I'm like, oh, hang on a minute, what do you actually want to achieve? And she's like, oh, you're asking questions. I don't know. I don't want this and I don't want that anymore. And I said, so I was directing the conversation. So then we had a plan about what she wants to achieve, and she was getting excited about the possibilities. And I said, yep, that's exactly what I help people with. And you can achieve that and you will achieve that. And then I could tell her about my course and how much it costs. And so I knew exactly the way to go. And yeah, it's been so comprehensive, this Marketing with Heart. It's just so many elements to it, also about planning our marketing later, once we, I feel very sad about letting go of you and it's over now and stuff, but I know that this is just the beginning and now I have everything I need. Yeah, I'll repeat that again and again. I have everything I need to continue. And if I want to change my niche, I have everything I need to do that too. So
Yeah, I've told you 6 months minimum,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
And this the sales call thing. The last week was all about sales calls, and I made you guys practice sales call. I gave you scripts. Now, when someone normally hears scripts and practicing sales calls, they think it's going to be icky and it's going to be pushy, and I'm going to tell you to push here and put this scarcity and this deadline, right? Can you share how did you feel about the scripts, the concepts, the ideas, and the actual reviewing your sales call, reviewing your discovery call?
Yeah, because I did a practice run with somebody else in the course, which was amazing. That was really good. And then the review of it, it was like, oh, it was really quite awkward seeing myself and seeing the call, and we had connection difficulties and stuff. Yet that helped so much. Some of this course has been painful because it's been a lot of work, and I've had to push boundaries, and it's just been difficult because there's massive transition in a very short space of time. But I was so determined to do the work. I knew, because I've worked with you before, that it would be very intensive time, but I knew that the transformation afterwards would be huge. And so the sales calls review were quite difficult as well for me, but I learned so much from it. And so since I've had the sales calls after, literally, I think I had one literally the next day, where the woman just got her credit card out and paid on the spot, because I'd done that review. Because you've reviewed it, we'd practiced and recorded it, and it was amazing. I knew, I was trying to go word for word to start with, and I was like, no, you can't do that. You have to make it your own. And now I make it my own, but I make sure that I keep within the time frame. We don't ramble on. We don't go off on tangents. We keep on track, because that's what they're calling me for. They're not calling up for a chat. They're calling
Exactly
to find out how I can help them. And yeah,
And that is so powerful, to recognize that they're not calling out for a chat. And also, how we talked about with some client, now that you've built up this funnel, you've built up this conversation, and you know how to conduct this powerful conversation without being pushy or anything, keeping in mind their best interest at all times, you will find, and like you've seen, that you don't need that discovery call, in the sense that by the time people get on there, you don't have to handle objections. You don't have to do all of that, because you've already, by becoming aware, when we practice that discovery call, I made you guys drill into what kind of objections are likely to come up, what are people likely to say, right? And now that you're aware of it, the idea, the process was simply to make you aware of it. Now that you're aware of it, you will handle all of that in your prior marketing, in all of the Facebook posts, emails, etc., etc. So that by the time they get to your discovery call, it's like you described for that other person. Here's my credit card, done.
Yeah, wonderful. It was like so easy. Because I've done all the groundwork.
Exactly.
Basically, yeah, right. So I've done the
Becoming
groundwork.
aware of it is the biggest thing. Once you're aware of it, once you're aware of how to guide that conversation through different pieces of disconnected content on social media, right? And once you know that, everything else falls into place, and you don't even have to consciously have that conversation with people. It automatically happens.
Yeah, I see how that works now, and it's such a relief. I'm so happy.
So,
finally.
Okay,
I've done so many courses, and I spent thousands on different things, but this basically is, you're not paying me to say this, but this is the thing where, it's all slotted into place. It just makes so much sense. You haven't made any wild, promises, which, I avoid like the plague now. If somebody turn me into a six-figure business or what have you, I might be soon, but not, but you didn't make any wild promises, but you told us that you will teach us how to connect with our ideal clients, and you have done so much more than that. So thank you 1,000 times.
My pleasure. I'm done with all the questions I wanted to ask. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
No, apart from the fact that I can't wait to work with you again. So yeah, when the time is right, when I'm sad to let you go, but I know that I have everything I need for now, and but you'll be my first port of call when I need help or something else.
Thank you. Okay, thanks so much for joining us today, Suzanne, and I'm going to stop this recording now.